From Viking invasions to Roman occupation, from countryside to coast, from historic wars between the English and the Scots to modern warfare, from a Scottish queen to a gypsy queen, from an artist from Manchester who regularly painted here to a local heroine who became a national icon, to boots discarded from weary walkers, from churches and abbeys to the ruins of priories, and stunning scenery on the way. Join us over the next few weeks as we follow the route of the stunning Northumberland 250. We're at Warkworth Castle.
Quite an impressive entrance, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Do you know any history of it yet?
Not yet. That's why we're going in.
I was wondering how old. I wonder whether you knew any.
This is the home of the Percy family. You know, we mentioned Hotspur the other day. This was his family pile and his ancestors before him. How do we get in there to purchase that?
I was going to say. You just have to go through the...
Wow. It's impressive. So as we've shown our membership cards, the first thing we see is a model of Warkworth as it was. It says, in the 15th century, a whole community lived within these walls. Googie Withers. Do you remember that?
Yes.
TV programme, set in a prison.
Yes. So, 15th century, 1400s.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
No comment. The area around you was once full of buildings, luxurious rooms for guests and residents, chapels, kitchens, stables and great halls. In truth, it was more of a busy palace than an austere fortress. The carvings. Yeah. I think they're... I can't remember, the Percy family crest or something. I'm sure we'll find out as we wander. When we were driving along to come here, I said to Keith that this reminds me of when you're driving into North Wales and see some of the castles there, like Conwy and stuff like that. So, which is the collegiate church then? This is about the collegiate construction of the collegiate church.
Oh, presumably that looks more like the church, doesn't it?
Over there.
Over there, I don't know. With the tower.
Yeah. The collegiate church is shown here under construction with a bailey full of stonemasons, carpenters and builders. But it's likely that the church was never completed after the murder of its patron in 1489. The Montague Tower, which we're presuming is that over there, says that the walls and buildings to the right of it may have been completely destroyed by Henry IV's cannon fire.
Just this is the postern gate, which is smaller, probably used by tradesmen.
A lot of these boards are aimed at children, aren't they?
Yeah, following a day in the life of different people. So you've got sort of William Stowe, who's on guard and keeps looking, patrols the castle. So we'll just wander. This is the well.
It says fresh water was vital to the household, but a well was often the most difficult and time-consuming part of a castle to build.
And how deep? I wonder how many people have... Alright, perhaps not these stones, but certainly these stones around.
Trodden on them.
Collecting water. The stables.
Here.
Yeah. May have housed around 33 horses.
Wow. This is where modern meets history, isn't it?
It is.
It is 2 months since my dear sweet John was born. Today's service at the church was organised to celebrate his safe delivery and my return to public life. The cries of, "To your good health, Countess Eleanor, and your firstborn son," will sound in my ears all the way back to the castle stables. It is flattering, but right now all I long for is the privacy of my chambers. Can I make it there without interruption? Come, let's begin at the stables.
The carvings up there. Very intricate, aren't they?
They are. And the sign back there on the stable wall says Percy of Athol. I wonder if that's the same Athol as in Scotland, Blair Athol, in that area.
I don't know. It's amazing how much of the structure is still standing, while other bits are down. How many pigeons have landed on that in the past?
So this is the chapel.
All right, okay. Let's go around that way, do we?
So, Henry Percy, the first Earl of Northumberland, it says he was a disruptive political force. 5 years after unseating one king, he led a secret plot to topple the next. The tripartite indenture was an agreement that Percy made in 1405 with the Welsh Prince Owain and the English noble Edmund Mortimer. They planned to steal the kingdom from Henry IV and split it among themselves.
Percy was to have the north, and the Mortimers were to have southern England, to rule southern England.
And Owain have Wales.
So an indenture was a legal contract copied several times on a single sheet, and the document was split with a jagged line, toothed, hence the term indenture. The document's authenticity was confirmed when the pieces matched up. That's a bit like a modern code.
Yes.
There's a sign there saying solar overseller.
That'll take out whether it's painting on the wall or not.
Yeah, it looks coloured, isn't it? And it's smooth, it's not rough, is it? It feels like it's been painted over. Whereas this is rougher.
See if I can get a torch on it. Might have been plastered of some sort at some point.
Is this a wardrobe then?
That's what it says, a wardrobe. But I think their wardrobe is slightly different to ours.
That's what we think.
Keeping fabrics. I store fabrics. Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
I'm here!
Or is it Rapunzel?
But you've not got the hair for that. This is the Earl's Chamber.
The Great Chamber.
Great Chamber, where the walls are the thickest in the whole castle. A cool, quiet place for storing wine and ale.
So basically this is the cellar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it starts, you can see there's a layer around. Presumably that's where the bottom ground floor would be.
Yeah.
Would be nice to go up those stairs.
It would, wouldn't it? I'll give you a bunk up. I wonder. I'm like the dogs. I've got to go where you went. Oh, me knee.
He's there somewhere.
Oh, yes, you're definitely my Romeo.
You can just see how thick the walls were. And then just over here, this is the Great Hall we're standing in now. For this tower, although this side of the has come down, you can actually see the spiral staircase spiraling up to the top.
Remarkably, Warkworth contains two major living spaces, here and in the Great Tower. Both have halls, chapels and chambers, as well as the kitchens, butteries and pantries required to serve them.
So
Butteries?
dairy, I suppose.
Yeah.
So basically it's two households, you'd have thought.
Yeah. Oh, those lions I saw on the side of this. This was the Lion Tower. Look at the curves. This was built in the 1480s, and it was a porch for the Great Hall, but also had a staircase and rooms above it. It features a carving of a lion rampant on its hind legs. It is, as I thought, the Percy heraldic device. The lion's surrounded by emblems of other great families linked to the Percys. Lucy, 3 fish, York, which is a padlock, and Herbert, which is a portcullis. Look here at the steps and the original height of them and how they've been worn by thousands and thousands of feet, footfall. But they're really, you can tell that everyone just walks in the middle, can't you?
Yeah. And this is the pantry round here. So from the Great Hall you have the pantry, and a little bit further on the kitchen.
After the second Percy uprising against Henry IV in as many years, the king decided to personally crush the family, and when he arrived at Warkworth, the earl had fled and the castle was refusing to surrender. The household had prepared to withstand the siege, but the king had brought new weapons, several cannons and over 2,200 kilograms of gunpowder. These were so destructive that the castle surrendered after the 7th shot, and it's possible that the missing wall to the left, east of the gatehouse, was brought down during the attack. Saying about Northumbrian dialect here. The Northumbrian dialect shares many common features with the Scots language and also Cumbrian English. I mean, Cumbria is, and Scotland are both
Fairly close,
bordering,
aren't
they?
Yeah, I mean, we're the narrow bit of England, aren't we? And this is the Great Tower.
The Great Tower at Warkworth is one of medieval England's most important surviving buildings. In effect, it's a castle within a castle. The Great Tower presented a more sophisticated version of the accommodation and dining quarters of the Bailey. The tower provided an impressive backdrop for ceremonies, meetings and feasts. The master builder of the Great Tower was probably John Lewin. In the late 14th century, he was responsible for works at some of the most impressive castles in the north. It's hard to overstate Lewin's accomplishment in the Great Tower, comprising 3 stories of accommodation, offices, kitchens, a great hall, a chapel, and an array of corridors, passageways and concealed stairs, all within a symmetrical cross plan.
We've come up the steps of the Great Tower. Is it Great Tower? Great Hall? What was it?